please be sure to use supported creator code Justicul when buying things in the item shop. I will give a shout out to someone who can prove they bought something with it in my next video. It would be greatly appreciated. Thank you very much.
Unless you're banning you for life, but guys, yeah, use supported create Justicul.
So I don't think you guys know, but we still ain't doing 5-minute intros around here. A few weeks ago I showed you all how much progress I made in my first week on PC and keyboard and mouse, and the support has been insane on it. So it is only expected that a follow-up video was coming. So that is why we're here today with the 1 month progression video. Let's start with a little recap of week 1. 2 videos ago, I showed you guys how much progress I made in my first week on PC after 1 year of PS4. We started out by getting obliterated by basically everyone, and the journey was looking rough for your boy. However, at the end of that same week, I could proudly say that I was a changed man. In more than 1 year of Fortnite, I could finally do half decent 90s, flawlessly double floor and wall, moving around way more fluently, and editing through my floors. But besides all of this, there was still a lot of improvement to be made. So did I improve? What you're about to see is my 1 month progression. I still learn more and more every day, but let me tell you, those improvements were made. Sit back, relax, and enjoy the progress I made over these past 4 weeks. Now we're starting where we left off on week 2. In this week I didn't stream much, but I did do a 24-hour stream, so that is why you see a timer in the bottom left corner. All clips came from this stream. Besides that, in week 2 I slowly started to see my aim and flick shots improving compared to week 1. And I actually had hope that I could finally get them back to where I was on PlayStation. My building also became better and a tiny bit more advanced. With this I mean that I started building with more regards to where my opponent is. And it resulted in some nice cones and maintaining high ground effectively. Once I got high ground, I wouldn't make it easy for the opponent to get it back again. I could also notice that in public games my aim started improving, as you can see by this beautiful deagle clip, and shotgun flicks were getting more and more usual in my gameplay. As the week progressed on, I got more and more confident in my keyboard and mouse capabilities. And it showed. I was hitting my edits a bit more accurately, and overall I just started clapping. Like I said in my previous video on how to get better in only 1 week, confidence is key. People always tell you to practice, land hot and die over and over again to get better, but they forget about the confidence in your gameplay. You think you're gonna be confident after getting sent back to the lobby in 3 seconds every game? I don't think so. Once again, land at semi-hot to cold landing spots, and take your time with practicing and getting your confidence up. A 5 kill win landing fatal fields will do wonders. None of your friends have to know it was only 5. Now back to the gameplay. I also found myself finally being able to contribute to a squad game and not spectating the whole match while others do the dirty work for me as I get knocked in a minute. Besides all of this and the fact that I was outbuilding players in sweaty solos, I still had a massive problem with choking. Often I suddenly couldn't hit my shots and started jumping around with my opponent like we're excited monkeys in the zoo ready to be fed. Yes, I got boxed in and trapped here. Let's not talk about that, by the way. Also, during these choking moments my building was looking like I was at day 1 again. Who would have known you could get from absolutely destroying one game to becoming a complete bot right after? I knew I had to improve on this and get myself more composed. In week 3 you could say that I got rid of the choking problem for the most part. I started practicing the TV Classic and was determined to perfect it. Confidence started getting higher and higher every day. Building was even better than the week before that, and my flick shots were now getting to an insane level of accuracy. Get destroyed. The panicky playstyle that I portrayed in the 1 week progression video was completely gone, and I started building a lot more fluently in build fights under pressure. This used to be a huge problem for me, as this is where the choking came from. For me, the hardest part in getting to an actual good skill level was having the constant pressure on me to perform and improve every day in front of my stream. Don't make the same mistake in front of your own YouTube channel, stream, or even friends. Take your time and appreciate every bit of improvement you can get. No one becomes Steve in a day, even though you might think you will with snipes like these. So what you can take away from week 3 of my progression is that my aim became even better and that I started practicing and perfecting the classic D-view and my sniping abilities. I found it way easier to aim with both ARs and shotguns, and I was hella proud of it. Why? because improving your aim on PC is arguably the hardest part about the Switch when you're coming from a controller with aim assist. I also finally learned how to press my upper mouse button and trap people, and sometimes my AR also basically started becoming a laser, as you can see in the clip right here. Later, buddy! You could say I really started feeling goated. And I actually did improve a lot on my sniper shots because I never really put time and effort into it, and I still don't do it enough to this day. So make sure you do put the practice in when you switch, because it's still an amazing one-shot weapon when put in the right hands. Really solid 12 kill game with the sniper there. Let's go! So here we are at the final week. The week where I basically went absolutely crazy. I'm serious. This week felt the most comfortable I've ever been, and I think it shows in these build battles. The way I'm moving around, getting flick shots in, and editing correctly all the time is something I've been striving for all these weeks. If you just look at how fast I'm getting this shot in, followed up by a clean edit and an accurate flick shot, then you know how much I've improved. Now these first clips are at the beginning of the week when I played on native resolution, but now I'm playing on a little stretch of 1600 by 1080, and I would recommend everyone to at least try it. It benefits me in FPS, POV and overall feel in the game. Thank you to everyone that suggested it to me in the comment section in the 1 week progression video. Trust me, I read almost all of my comments. Regardless, even on native resolution, the play started getting better and better, and most of my viewers had a hard time keeping up with me in the 1v1s I host on Monday and Thursday. If you're interested in joining those, then you're always welcome to join us and show me what you got. Besides that, I started destroying squads with the TView Classic. And I continued my sniping practice from the 3rd week on the newly found stretch resolution. Now if I had to pick something again that would stand out as my biggest progress in week 4, then it would 100% be my shotgun flicks and my AR aim. My building did become better, but comparison wise, my aim had significantly improved over the weeks that I played. When it comes down to aim, it is a straight fact that practice indeed makes perfect. There's no other way to get excellent flick shots and good tracking other than picking a good sensitivity that fits your preferences, getting used to that and playing game after game after game. I will explain more on that after I discuss the fact that I finally started to learn how to trap. Now in the first clip, I unfortunately didn't have any traps, but it took me a whole year on PlayStation and until the 4th week on PC before I ever boxed someone in and trapped him. I know, it's pathetic, but it was the hard truth. On controller, I never got used to pressing the buttons so fast after each other, so pulling it off in a public game opened up a whole new dimension for me. I also binded my reset editing to scroll wheel up, so editing walls also became a lot easier for me and enabled me to pull off some nice plays. Now going back to the improvement of my shotgun flicks. The best way to practice this in my opinion is with Turtle Wars. Turtle Wars also improves your editing a lot, and it made me increasingly better in editing my walls and outplaying my opponent with it. I discovered the beautiful concept of this game mode in the last week of my progression, and it seriously elevated my aim to a higher level, as you can see in the clips right here. I was hitting almost all my flick shots and the up close AR spray that came afterwards. I don't know if it was because I switched to stretch or if it was pure coincidence and a placebo effect, but my god did I become good at hitting my shots. When I played with my friends, they started asking me how I started hitting all my shots, and the answer to this was related to all my practice. So whenever you feel like your shotgun flicks keep missing all the time in public games, get your butt in some Turtle Wars and stay there until you realize you are hitting at least 75% of your flicks. I was disappointed in myself that I kept ignoring the great practice that came with this game mode. Give it a try and see if it works for you. And last but not least, my 90s. Yes, I finally learned how to do them correctly after all the comments I got, and I'm proud of it, alright? It took me a while to get it right. And to show you guys that I can not only do it on a solo creative island, here's also a clip of a 1v1 where I finally do my double 90s correctly and proceed to win the rest of the 1v1. The problem for me with 90s was that I placed my mouse wrong on the mousepad, which limited me in space. I did fix this now, but I hope this problem will become even more obsolete when I get my XXL mousepad. I also moved my third monitor a bit more to the side as I kept hitting the stand of it with my mouse when I tried to do these 90s. So yeah, tip of the day, make sure you have enough space on your mousepad when you are learning your 90s or you'll learn them wrong. After that, I redid the editing course that I also did at the end of week 1, and as you can see I got a lot faster at editing down through it. Editing overall became a lot faster and a more pleasant experience for me, even in 1v1s. Now when we compare the 90s I did in the practice run the first day I started on keyboard and mouse on PC, versus the 90s I do right now, then I can proudly say that we've come a long way. Also, when I look at the speed of my editing in the editing downwards course I put up at the end of the first week, versus the speed of editing I do right now, I was actually unbelievably slow at editing now in comparison. Now I'm really proud of the progress I made over the past month, and I'm still looking to improve day by day. I'm still not happy with a lot of things, but I'm gonna try to improve on these points and become a better player. If you guys got motivated by this video and enjoyed watching it, then please leave a like and consider subscribing. I still am live on Twitch 5 days a week, so if you missed the content, come over and hang out. Link is in the top of the description. I hope you all have an amazing day, and I'll see you all in the next video.